Coming up tonight on SLU News 22.
New Hampshire primaries.
Carjacking on SLU's campus.
Kiener Plaza gets an update.
And a look at the Super Bowl highlights.
Plus national news and weather. Live from the Busch Student Center, this is SLU News 22.
Good evening, I'm Emily Borah.
And I'm Heather Padilla.
Thank you for joining us this evening. A poll conducted by CNN shows Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders with substantial leads over their opponents. Sanders has a 40% lead over Clinton, while Trump leads Rubio by 16%. Both Clinton and Rubio are gaining supporters, making for interesting results in tomorrow's New Hampshire's primary.
The United Nations Security Council condemned North Korea's missile launch today. The missile was launched from western North Korea on Saturday, and officials state that it did not pose a threat to the U.S. or its allies. However, the missile passed over Japan and landed near the Philippines. The United Nations called for an emergency meeting in regards to the missile and stated their intent to develop new sanctions against North Korea for violating UN resolutions.
Meteorologist Tim Cady is in the Weather Center with our first forecast. Tim, what is up with this weather lately?
Well, as I'm sure all of you noticed walking to class today, it has been cold, snowy, and windy, and unfortunately, it's really looking like more of the same throughout the week. As you can see, we are in the mid-20s right now across the region, 26 here in St. Louis, 24 and 25 as you get out into the county, and those snow showers are still persisting. We should have about a 50-50 shot of seeing some more snow showers tonight. Tonight, we are going to keep getting colder. It is going to be freezing out there, so if you are going outside, be sure to bundle up. We're going to have northwest winds 15 to 20 miles an hour. Those wind chills are going to be down close to zero, and we're going to have about a 50% chance of seeing another snow shower like we have been seeing all day. And unfortunately, this week, we are going to be seeing more of the same. Freezing temperatures are going to continue throughout the week. We're going to be lucky to break freezing. We will see a few days where we will be into the lower 30s, but it's going to be tough to get over that freezing mark. And unfortunately, those strong winds and low wind chills are going to continue. Now, the snow threat is mostly going to be over for now. Maybe we'll get... As I said, we will get possibly a little bit more tonight, but we are watching a minor disturbance that could be making its way into our region for Wednesday. That won't bring too much snow, but nonetheless, it's something to keep an eye on, especially if you're going to be out traveling. So I will have the full forecast for you guys soon. Unfortunately, it's looking like more of the same, but we're just going to have to persist through it and fight through that cold, trying to get to class every day. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tim. 2 were shot and killed after the Mardi Gras parade in Pass Christian, Mississippi on Sunday. Police officers say that the shots were fired 20 minutes after the parade ended. 4 others were sent to the hospital with gunshot wounds, but no arrests have been made at this time.
Coming up next, your SLU area news. Stay tuned. If you have received an email titled Your New Salary Notice, do not provide any information or click on the link in this email. This email is a scam and should be reported to the IT Security and Compliance team at infosecurity@slu.edu. Additional scam emails have been circulating as well that request password or login information. IT will never ask you for your password or email, so do not respond.
Nicholas S. Rhodes, 28, was charged Friday with felony counts of first and second-degree robbery and a misdemeanor count of first-degree trespassing. The St. Peter's man allegedly climbed a fence into a building owned by the Air Gas Company at 3500 Bernard Street last Tuesday for an unknown reason. He then ran to the Starbucks location at the corner of Forest Park Parkway and Grand, where he tried getting into a woman's car while she was in the drive-thru window. He pulled at the doors, but was unable to enter the vehicle. He then ran towards SLU, where he carjacked a woman as she was parking near the Simon Rec Center. Rhodes claimed he had a gun as the two struggled for the keys. Rhodes drove off with the woman partially in the car and struck a curb. The woman was thrown from the car but was not seriously hurt. The woman's car was found, and according to police, Rhodes stated he was on drugs at the time of these events.
The Department of Political Science will be hosting another presidential campaign watch party Tuesday, February 9th, starting at 6:30. Tomorrow, the watch party will be for the New Hampshire primary and will be held in the Center for Global Citizenship. The watch party provides pizza for all those in attendance and will open with a brief presentation from a political science faculty member.
On February 26th, the Cross Cultural Center and University Counseling Center will host the LGBTQ support group for students. This support group creates a space that is welcoming and respectful for all individuals within the SLU community, especially regarding sexuality and gender identity. To find out more about the location of the support group, email Therese Jacques at tjaques1@slu.edu.
SLU's Black Student Alliance will be having events throughout the month in celebration of Black History Month. This week, join in on a professional development seminar Thursday, February 11th at 6 p.m. in BSC room 351. There will be a skate night at Skate King starting at 11 p.m. For more information about Black History Month, check out the SLU Black Student Alliance Facebook page.
Construction began today on the $19 million revamp of Kiener Plaza downtown. City Arch River, the nonprofit organization that is coordinating the Gateway Arch renovation, is redesigning Kiener Plaza to better connect to downtown's urban fabric, be flexible for events year-round, and to offer new urban parking amenities, according to a statement released today. The plans for the new Kiener include a large central lawn, a new fountain for the runner statue, interactive fountains, a woodlands garden, bicycle parking, cafe seating, and wider sidewalks. The project is scheduled for completion in spring 2017.
A man was killed on Interstate 44 near Macklin Avenue last Tuesday while attempting to photograph his friends. According to police, Will Minor stepped into the left lane of eastbound I-44 and was hit by a Toyota 4Runner driven by a 39-year-old man. Minor was then hit by other vehicles. Minor was pronounced dead at the scene. Coming up next, your work week forecast. Stay with us. Welcome back. Meteorologist Tim Cady is here with us now for your extended forecast. Tim, is it still snowing out there?
Yes, the snow's just about to taper off right now. We could see a little bit more snow showers tonight. But it is still snowing out there, as we've been seeing all day. And personally, I love this weather. I'm a big snow person. I know a lot of people are upset about the cold and the wind. And unfortunately for all of you, this is going to continue throughout the week. As you can see right now here on campus, it is 26 degrees right now. We did only reach 35 today, and it's going to continue to get colder tonight. In addition to that, we're going to have some pretty strong winds. It's going to be out of the northwest at about 15 to 20 miles an hour, so bundle up there. Those wind chills are going to be cold. The main culprit of this is a cold front that just passed through our area, and as you can see, we are seeing some snow showers throughout the region, all the way towards Kansas City and towards Nashville, in addition to, of course, the St. Louis area. Now, nationally, of course, we have a really deep low-pressure system over Michigan that is bringing that intense cold front down through the eastern half of the country. As you can see, it's bringing some snow and rain to the eastern seaboard and, of course, to the Midwest. High pressure, of course, dominating over the Midwest. Not really much to talk about out there. Of course, the main weather story today being the low pressure system off the East Coast that brought substantially more snow down that way. Now, tonight we are going to get down into the low 20s and even possibly to the high teens in the early morning hours. We're going to reach about 21 by 10 p.m., tapering off down to about 18 by about 1 a.m., and those winds are going to stay strong. We could hit a gust of about 25 to 30 miles an hour at times. So if you are going out tonight, be sure to bundle up because it is going to be cold. Unfortunately, more of the same for tomorrow. We will only reach the high 20s, going down to about 24 by about 4 p.m., and those 15 to 20 mile an hour winds out of the northwest are going to continue. So get those warm winter coats on and be ready to have the wind blowing in your face as you're walking down West Pine to go to class. Now, Wednesday, we are going to see a small disturbance move into our region, and that is going to bring about a 30% chance of some more snow showers. It's going to be much like today if that does happen. Not really a lot of accumulation. But as you can see, we really are not going to break freezing all week, and you're going to really have to be bundled up out there as you're walking to class every day. The wind is going to continue to be in your face. Those strong winds are not going to taper off, and as you can see, some of the nights we may even hit the single digits if it gets a little bit colder. So be ready to get those jackets on, and I don't see this cold tapering off anytime soon, unfortunately. So for those of you who aren't like me, and if you don't like cold weather, then unfortunately you're going to be in for a bit of a bad weather week.
I'm one of those people that don't like cold weather.
Same here. It's too much wind in the face. It's just a cold
too
walk.
cold. Well, thanks, Tim. Up next, I look into the world of sports and entertainment. Welcome back. Kung Fu Panda 3 was the big winner at the box office this weekend, topping the chart at number 1 for the second week in a row. Premiering number 2 was Coen Brothers film Hail Caesar. Star Wars The Force Awakens spends its 8th week on the chart at the number 3 spot. The Revenant and The Choice follows at the 4th and 5th spot respectively.
On Saturday, Queen Bey shocked the world when she released her new single and video for her new track, Formation. The next day, Beyoncé stormed the halftime show with Coldplay and Bruno Mars performing her newest track. And following the halftime performance, she announced her world tour, Formation tickets, will be available February 15th to the public.
Now we go to Monica for a look at the sports. Monica?
Hi, I'm Monica Ryan and welcome to SLU Sports. SLU men's basketball returned from a loss on the road last night against St. Bonaventure. This is the Billikens' 3rd loss in a row. The A10 matchup was about to go into overtime when St. Bonaventure's Jalen Adams hit a 3-point buzzer beater. The final score was 65-62. On Wednesday at Chaffetz Arena, the Bills faced the Richmond Spiders, who are 4-6 in the Atlantic 10 Conference, while the Billikens are 3-7. Last Wednesday, SLU women's basketball beat the Richmond Spiders handily. The final score was 73-48. The girls are 8-2 in Atlantic 10 Conference play. This Wednesday, they'll travel to Olean, New York to play St. Bonaventure, who is also 8-2. This game will decide who takes 3rd and who takes 4th in the standings. Saturday night, the Blues pummeled the Minnesota Wild, winning 4-1 at home. The scoring gets started in the second period with Paul Stastny passing across the goal to Vladimir Tarasenko for a one-time shot, getting the scoring frenzy started. Laterra scores next, then Stastny gets his own goal. The Wild finally answer back at the end of the second, but the Blues score an insurance goal in the third. The Blues are 3rd in the Central Division, behind the Dallas Stars in 2nd and the Blackhawks in 1st. The Super Bowl is a sore subject around St. Louis. So much so that the law firm Brown & Crouppen bought commercial airtime in order to bash Stan Kroenke. The hashtag circling the web Sunday was Slam Stan. While us here in St. Louis had hurt feelings on the subject of football, Peyton Manning of the Denver Broncos brought home the win at 39 years old for his 2nd Super Bowl title. The question of retirement comes up a lot for Peyton, and this sure would be a high note to go out on. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Monica. Comcast, the nation's largest internet provider, wants to provide internet service in 5 cities this year. This type of internet service is 50 to 100 times faster than the typical broadband connection. Atlanta, Nashville, Chicago, Miami, and Detroit are the targeted launch cities for this new service. With Comcast hoping to expand this service to all of its customers over the next 2 years, costs for this service are yet to be announced, but experts say it will be less than Comcast's current Gig Pro plan, which charges $2.99 for a month for 2 gigabyte downloads.
Peyton Manning's Denver Broncos were crowned champions of Super Bowl 50 last night. Manning led his team to a 24-10 win, completing 13 of 20 passes for a total of 141 yards. However, the main story of last night's game quickly became Denver's impertinent defense, which virtually shut down all of Carolina's scoring efforts. Denver linebacker Von Miller contributed to his team's defense success, forcing 2 fumbles and picking up 2.5 sacks, making him the game's MVP. Miller became only the 10th defensive MVP since the Super Bowl's inception.
After much controversy in the past weeks due to an E. coli outbreak, Chipotle is offering free burritos. The company closed every single restaurant for a nationwide meeting with employees to review safety measures. In response to having to close all locations during a busy lunch hour, Chipotle is sending coupons for a free burrito within 10 days. All you have to do is text RAINCHECK to 888-222.
I don't know about you all, but I'm pretty excited about that free burrito we can get.
I already sent in my text. I'm getting ready to go.
I need to get on that.
Yep, that'll be the first thing we do after 8.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's our show for tonight. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget, you can always get the latest movie reviews and news online at slutv.slu.edu or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be back here next week at 6 p.m.